Hey guys, it's Gianfranco from GB Games. I met a number of you at GDC and not some of you, but I'd like to join in on this conversation if that's alright. I also took notes because it seems to help instead of going over 5 minutes, which I might. Let's see. First, inspiration. I wish I played as many games as you guys have. For years, I actually didn't have a TV. And so I never bothered getting any of the recent consoles. I just got a Wii like maybe a couple years ago, and anytime I wanted to play games I always thought, yeah, but I should be making them. I had a full-time job and I was struggling with trying to be indie part-time, only developing anything for maybe a couple hours a week. Which was kind of frustrating, and so I never felt like I could justify playing games, and I would do so every so often and then not, which I guess is bad because then I don't actually get to see what other people have made. So even if I came up with something cool and innovative, it'd be like, oh yeah, that was cool when someone else made it 2 years ago. Didn't you play that? Education level. I went to college and I learned C++ in the computer science school there, and I learned it wrong, it turned out. I think they were transitioning from C to C++, and they were really just teaching Visual C++, so it wasn't like, it was Visual C++ 6, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's not even anywhere near the standard. But it turns out we weren't learning that correctly anyway, because things wouldn't necessarily work in class, and I always thought that was really strange. Like, I'd read someone's code and I'd wonder why they were using the std vector, because it seemed like such an advanced thing. But then I read this book. I'll grab it real quick. Stay right there. Someone mentioned accelerated C++ a long time ago, and they introduce you to basically C++ the way you're supposed to learn it, and I found suddenly everything made a lot more sense, and I was actually programming in it and feeling pretty comfortable. So I think college is great for meeting people who were smart and exposing you to a number of different ideas, but as far as like stuff I use on a daily basis, I think my technical writing class was probably the most useful in terms of what they actually taught. But yeah, as far as education, I found that I've been learning a lot of the things on my own a lot faster, and that was years ago. I'm 29 now, so if Andy just started learning how to make games, or feeling comfortable making games when he was 29, maybe I'm not so far behind like I thought I was. Let's see. One of the things that Anthony was talking about was company focus. You know, he doesn't want to be known as the guy who does everything poorly. I think anybody who ever talks about how you run a business will talk about the importance of making sure you have your focus and your niche. Even if it isn't necessarily a niche, like a very tiny sliver of the entire market. I mean, you make mobile games, or you make puzzle games. You know, if you want to make role-playing games and strategy games for every other, you know, for every platform, that's still different from somebody who wants to make Angry Birds ported to every single platform. So I'm sure you can find a way to position that in a way that at least lets people know, yes, Viridian Games, that's where I want to go when I want to play the games that I want to play. And then I guess one of the things that I want to talk about was I've been full-time indie for about a year now, and occasionally throughout that year I've found myself kind of freaking out. I've been living off of savings, and I thought, great, I have plenty of savings. By the time I get anywhere near running out of that, I'll probably have a couple games that I'm at least selling. I'm still working on my first major project, because one of the things I found when I went full-time is, holy crap, I don't know how to make a game. I've never really done this on a large scale before. and I don't mean I'm making the next best role-playing game or massively multiplayer, or, you know, whatever. I'm just making a game which I guess is a little bit larger in scope than I originally anticipated, but at the same time, even if I was trying to make a smaller game, I still felt like there was a lot of things about making games that I've actually never done. Like, I've never done basic tutorials on these things, and I guess it's kind of like expecting an artist to do amazing portraits when they've never drawn a bowl of fruit, but then that artist also doesn't realize that he's never done that. So this past year has been a really great learning experience for me, but at the same time, like, I know what's happening is I'm taking way too long to publish a game. So I guess at different times I freak out because, like I said, I see money going out of my savings account and I don't see anything going in yet. But I'm still seeing through this project. I want to make sure I finish this one right. Not that I'm trying to make it perfect, but I do want to make it finished. And I'm wondering if at any time in your early careers, if you felt similar at any time, like there are points that you didn't know what you were doing, and you know, maybe you know logically that you'll figure it out and everything will be fine, but there were points where you were, I don't know, I guess for lack of a better phrase, freaking out. And now I'm going to reach toward the camera to press that button to stop this.